open to what's happening around the NFF. Talk about big stories around the transfer window and all that has to do with sports. Welcome to Beyond the Score. My name is Richard Unwaje. On the show today, we'll follow up all the big stories. So if you're ready, I'm ready to dive into the busy world of sports. Welcome back. My name is Richard Nwaje. It is on Atlantic TV and it's Beyond the Score. Now let's go straight into what's happening. Let's start with tennis this morning. Now let's talk about what's happening around the US Open, where it's very, very interesting. And the US Open is not just interesting, but something really got the whole world talking yesterday, where we saw talk about man they call Alcaraz do something very, very special with Serena Williams. Now this has gotten every single person talking. Now very, very interesting one around matters that concern that one. And it talk about the fact that Serena Williams, many have seen her retiring already from call it tennis, but returning back for the Grand Slam, talk about the US Open, and have to do something with a guy they call Alcaraz. Now the interesting about this whole story was when Alcaraz was born, the Spanish tennis player. Serena Williams already won her first Grand Slam already. Is that interesting? But they came together to play that game yesterday. And so very, very interesting what's happening around the US Open. Of course, we'll be giving all the updates around the US Open. And let's move on to what's happening around. Talk about the NFF, where the official report of the fact-finding committee to unveil the root cause of Nigeria's dismissal and showing end the international football competitions in specific reference to the Super Falcons of Nigeria in Morocco, where we have all the reports out right now. And with what we could see, based on that, the board had the names. The board had the names like I talk about Dr. Alex Nana on the list. It had Desire Operanas here. It had Laden Boso and Motu Adopoju, who was with us some few days ago in Mori. Also Nasiru Jibril. And the report was specifically on the fact that they really believe that Nigeria did not read. Nigeria, the Super Falcons, did not do bad at the WAFCON. Now, the whole talking point around this would be several times we have seen several reports coming out and whether implementation is being done. This particular report around the fact around financing, some say these particular guys try to play a bit safe, not trying to expose all the rots we have in the Ministry of Sports and NFF as a whole. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. But I can just inform you that the fact-finding body in less than a week have the report out. And the funny thing is that whoever is in charge of that the chairman resigned before the report came out. And let's talk about what's happening around Rodri, where Rodri is expected to be available for Barcelona's game against Atletico Bilbao tomorrow. According to reports happening around that particular man, Rodri will be available to play football. And for many people are really, really shocked around that one. And Rodri making the move from City and playing for Barcelona. But the great news is that he will play tomorrow. And many will love to see the midfield, Martial, Barcelona have built themselves very strong to see how they can get it well in this particular season. Still talking football and still sticking to what's happening around talk about in Spain. And Julian Alvarez is not training today with Atletico Madrid. Now, according to reports, Alvarez did not train today, and based on reports around that, we're hearing, he still has to connection with his movement to Barcelona. Now, he has been everywhere that he's moving to Barcelona, and the reports confirmed right now that he missed training. So it's one story that will keep on following what's happening around. Don't forget, currently Arsenal have eyes on Alvarez. Yeah, you heard that right. Arsenal are still having their eyes on him. But the big news right now will definitely be what's going on around him missing training. And let's talk about Manchester United, where it's confirmed official Balaba has made the move to Manchester United. Yesterday on the show, I confirmed that the deal was almost true. And I can confirm the deal is confirmed from Brighton for £65 million, plus £5 million fee package, and also sell-on clause for the Segmol. And of course, it has been confirmed. Balaba signs until June 2031, plus the option until 2032. All right, very interesting one. Still sticking with Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes is the PFL Player of the Year, voted by the players. Now, the news came in yesterday, and of course, everyone is celebrating the guy. Did well with Manchester United with great records when it comes to issues around matters around assists and goals last season, and he was voted for that prestigious award. Congratulations to Bruno Fernandes and, of course, all Manchester United players. Now, still sticking around the PFA Premier League, this time around PFA Premier League Team of the Year, where players voted. We had David Raya, we had Gabriel, of course, we have Nicole O'Reilly, of course, who won that particular young player. We had William Saliba, we had Timber of Arsenal, we had Bruno Fernandes, Declan Rice, we had Ryan Cherki, we had Evan Highland, we had Semeno, we had Thiago also, winning that or being on the team of the year. Congratulations to all of them. Arsenal having a total of 4 players. I think that's a big win for Arsenal. City having a total of 4 players on the list. Also to Man U 1 player. I think Arsenal had 5 players, to be correct. If I'm correct, Arsenal had 5 players. City had 4 players. Manchester United had 1 player. And I think Bedford with 1 player. So great one for them. So let's see what happens around the new season. Now, talking about the new season, Bruno Fernandes is confident of something about winning. We don't fear anyone. I want to win all the games. With the group we have, we can do that. Now, the current PFA player holder, the man called Bruno Fernandes, is confident of his team, of his club, Manchester United doing well this particular season. According to him, Man U are good and they're solid. And how many trophies will Manchester United win? He just believes we are just taking it step by step. And let's move from there. Let's drop it on what's happening around Aston Villa when Nicholas Jackson is set to agree in the long-term deal offered by Villa. Now, the man is set to move out from the Blues and be part of what's going on with Aston Villa when Emery is pushing to get the Senegalese striker with Villa the bid to hold that, but no proposal has been sent officially yet. So let's see what happens around that. No movements from Matete until Jackson's deal is on. And it's confirmed deal from Chelsea. Nottingham Forest have agreed a £45 million deal to sign Delap. The verbal agreement between clubs at £45 million fee, and crucial. The Glasnow are crucial to make it happen, as he spoke directly to the striker. Forest and Chelsea to proceed with the formal steps next, as all parties are confident to sign all documents in the space of 48 hours. Of course, a great one. Chelsea making some good profit on that particular deal. I think I love that. So good one to Chelsea fans. And let's talk about what's happened around Sterling. Sterling has been charged for what we call dangerous driving, the possession of nitrous oxide, and failing to provide a specimen following a £270,000 Lamborghini crash, according to reports. Motorists are reportedly called an emergency service after seeing the Lamborghini screwing across the motorway. No other vehicle were involved and no injuries were reported. Sterling is due to appear in court on September 15th and could face up to 2 years in prison if convicted of dangerous driving. All right, that was happening around the man that called Sterling, and some would say we did not expect this from him. But when it comes to driving out there, you must be careful. Talk about in Europe. We've seen back then, we saw how Mikel Obi got punished one time due to wrong driving. So one of those things that many will say, you need to really be smart. And some will say we're also expecting the best from Sterling, football-wise. Keep our fingers crossed. That's all we have on the show today, Beyond the Score. Tomorrow, beyond that time, for another interesting show, we'll follow up the biggest sporting stories right here on Atlantic TV. My name is Richard Unwaje. I'll see you tomorrow.